morning, and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim, and this podcast is all about knitting and spinning and dyeing of yarn, all of which I do from my home right here outside of Lima, Ohio. I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. I love all of you, and whether you're a first-time viewer or you've watched my podcast many times, I welcome each and every one of you. I am Kim, by the way, and today is January 14th, and this is episode number 193. You can find me online on Ravelry. I've got my own page, which is NapiersKnits, and then I have Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group. And it's a fun place where you can put your entries into our craft-alongs or knit-alongs. You can chat, you can ask me questions, you can make comments on the podcast, whatever you might want to do. On Instagram, I'm known as knittin_Kim. On YouTube, Blogger, and WordPress, I'm Naturally Kim's Knitting. Now I talked about knit-alongs. I might as well go into a little bit more detail about them. We have a January finished object knit-along or craft-along, because it doesn't have to be knitting. It could be spinning, it could be dyeing. Well, dyeing would be a little bit weird because dyeing doesn't take very long. But it could be knitting, it could be a spinning project, it could be crocheting, it could be woodwork, it could be sewing, it could be whatever. Whatever you finish in this month. And then you just take a picture of it, and you go to the thread in Ravelry, and you just post your finished object. Picture of your finished object. Pattern name if you have. Okay? It goes through the end of January, then February 1st, I lock the page, and I use random number generator because I don't want to pick people by myself, you know. You're asking, are there prizes? Well, guess what? There are. Depending how many entries we have, I have $10 gift cards to KnitPicks, Amazon, or you can pick a giftable pattern up to $10. Now, you can also, in addition to posting it on the Ravelry page, you can post it on Instagram too. Just use the hashtag NKKJanuary. If you're not sure what it is, just go to show notes and I have it there. You can also post it on any of my blogs, like my WordPress or Blogger, any of those. Now we have another special knit-along that's going to go through the end of March, and that's Myla's Knit Corner knit-along. And yes, she doesn't have any crochet patterns, but you can have your choice of, for this one, let me take a breath. This is very similar to the finished object in that all you have to do is take a picture, put it in the correct thread, and put which pattern it is. Okay? The prizes for that are going to be a Myla's Knit Corner pattern, or a $10 Amazon gift card, or a $10 KnitPicks gift card. Like I said, it's a 3-month one, and this one can also be entered on Instagram using hashtag NKKMyla, or you may enter on my blogs, okay? Or you can enter, oh, I guess I already said in Ravelry, sorry. Okay, you have to realize I probably have lost many brain cells lately because I've been averaging like 3 migraines a week. And the sad thing about migraines is the next day my head feels so light, and I call it a migraine hangover. Luckily, I have, knock wood, praise God, I've not had a headache for 2 days. So, okay, let me go on to what is on my needles. I don't have a lot on my needles because I finished a couple things. But I have a pair of socks here. I'm still working on writing up the pattern for it because I've made it very complicated. When we were in Ireland, my dear friend Jenny took a picture of all of us girls, our trip socks, and she posted it, and her brother was, he really liked them. And he jokingly said, well, see if she'll make a pair for me. So I decided to do a Celtic knot along the sides. I make things more complicated than they need to be, but I am working on it. And you know what? When I get this posted, I will tell you, if you're an experienced knitter, this will be a good pattern for you because there's lots of cables. Well, it's a Celtic knot, so you would expect that. Well, I wanted to make it all of green. Well, he's got larger feet, so I decided to go with this for the toes, the heels, and the ribbing at the cuff, and then put this with it. What do you think? My husband says he thinks it looks really good. Now, while I'm on the feet, I don't have to worry about having the pattern, but I'm going to have to work on it soon. My problem is, if I have a headache, I can't think well enough to put things in my pattern maker. I should show you the other one, too. Ta-da! 2 socks. Well, 2 toes. And a little bit of the foot. Well, let's see. What else am I working on? Some kitchen socks. I actually put them in project bags today. Can you believe that? These did get put on the back burner for the last couple days. I'll be taking them to the church tomorrow and Friday, I know, when I'm volunteering. And depending when I work on today, I should be able to work on these today. I'm going to start another Chemo Cap. Trying to think what else, if there's anything else that I've got started or that I need to start. Oh, yes, my grandkids' socks. Anyways, here's the soup kitchen socks. So you get to see I got the toes done and the foot done and the heel done. Sorry, I can't turn it right. And I'm working on the leg. Yep, this is that yarn that I'm not sure how I like it for giving to the soup kitchen, but it's going. This is I told you last time I was going to try to get the label. This is Yarn Bee Cozy Toes, and it's color Shine Like Summertime. That's a good name for it. Okay. Now, what do I have finished? Oh, well, let me talk about this first. So I've been trying to figure out, because children's feet are a lot smaller than adults' feet, and so the stitch count and everything would be different. So I did a search on Ravelry, and I came up with 2, and I can't decide which one I'm going to use. One my husband will be printing today, but the other one is Back to Basic Socks, a sock pattern from Rye Flower Knits. And there it is. And I'm going to be using the yarn that my grandkids and I dyed last October when I was out there. They each dyed their own yarn, and so I'm going to use that to make their socks. Now I can talk about what's finished. When I say what's finished, I used it in a general term because, you know, I don't get my ends done right away. I finished these right before I went to bed last night, so now I can send them off to my sister. Because if you remember, my sister was saying how she loves these socks because they just don't wear out very fast at all, and they keep her feet warm. And she goes, but her husband Don doesn't really appreciate them as much. So just pick me 2 pairs. So I got the 1 pair finished. What's sad is she was here for a visit on Sunday. I forgot to give them to her. But that's okay because now I can send her her other pair. And I did show them to her on Sunday, and I said, well, what do you think? Do you like them? Because this is all the same ball of yarn, but they're not matchy-matchy. And she goes, oh, I love those. So those are for my sister Kelly. Now let's see. Oh, I did a fun little thing. You know, quite often I don't put pom-poms on my Chemo Caps, but I decided I wanted to do a fun one. Not your standard pom-pom, and it's not pom-pomless. But this is the, if you remember when I did my grandson's sweater, it was in this yarn. It's from one of the big cakes, and I think I have enough on it to make another hat. Anyways, that's the pom-pom. I need to trim it a little bit, I guess. That's the pom-pom. It just kind of hangs back. More like a tassel, but I like it. Hopefully whoever wears it likes it too, but I like it. I have a big, big, big thank you. When I was sending out the gifts, the prizes for last month's I Now Hour just told me, why don't you use the $10, one of the gift cards to get yourself some yarn. Well, I had to get Soup Kitchen yarn. So thanks to I Now Hour, I've got Premier Wool-Free Sock Yarn, which is, I'm sorry, I can't read this labels. It's 93 cents, 93% acrylic, 7% PBT. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to be sorry. And the color on this is Cottage Garden. Isn't that pretty? And it's soft. Whoever gets this is going to have a nice pair of soft socks. So yeah, these are Soup Kitchen socks. That is nice. Okay, let's see what else. KnitPicks is having problems today. I don't know why, but I've tried to open up their page a couple times and I couldn't. Now I know they're having 20% off their cotton, but I don't know what else they're having. So I know this cotton, but unless I could bring it up on my tablet, let me see. Probably not. I should tell you, I am working on dishcloths too. I'm not far enough along to really show you much. I'm gonna see if that's what brings up first, because you keep the patterns on Knit Companion. Oh no, it didn't bring it up. When I'm using my tablet, I forgot what I was looking for. Sorry, guys. Honestly, I don't have a headache, and I'm hoping I'm not going to get one, but I never know. Come on. Oops. Just give me a second here. Just want to see if it's something with the computer in doing this. Because I have no idea. And this is sad. I could have been. It took me to Amazon. I hit the wrong thing. Anyways, I did have a nice visit with my sister on Sunday. She had called me a couple days previous to that and said her son was assigned to write about a Celtic myth. And she goes, and I was figuring, who could I ask about Celtic myths? And she goes, then it dawned on me, Kimmy. So, thanks to that, they came up and I had a big fat book of Celtic mythology that I sent with him. And I'm hoping it's not going to overwhelm him. Hopefully he'll find one and he'll be able to work on that. But we had a nice little visit when she was up here. They want me to sign up for something. Let's see. Oh, they do have 40% off of all their books. Oh, that's the same thing. 40% off all their books. They're having a clearance sale, 60% off on over 300 yarns. Sorry, not yards, yarns. That's pretty cool. And they have some new colors on Wool of the Andes. Want to see if I can find. Yep, that's what I want. Their sale page. Because that'll give you an idea. I am an affiliate with KnitPicks, and that's why I push it on here. With KnitPicks and Amazon. Okay. Wow, they have quite a bit of yarn on clearance. They have some of their palette yarn. It looks like almost every color. Chroma worsted. Ooh. I mean, it's $7.19 for a ball. Well, up to $8.39, depending what you're getting. Chroma worsted. Chroma fingering weight. Oh my goodness. I can't get any. I really can't. I'm going to make myself the Shakespeare sweater, and I'm saving up money to get the yarn for it. I'm going to dye it myself, but you know, they have, oh, This is weird because Cotton is on sale 20% off, but they also have it in their clearance. Anyways, go check out KnitPicks. They have a lot of yarn on sale, 6 pages worth. So check them out. I like their yarn. In fact, my sister was asking me, so where do you get your yarn that you knit with? And I said, well, a lot of it's KnitPicks. Some of it I go to Hobby Lobby or Joann's. Some of it I get online. Some of it is gifted to me by my daughter or by other people. So I am so tickled. I did read a cool book this week. It's called 50 Shades of Stitches. Trying to think if it's on here. It probably is. I'll show you the cover if it is, because I wanted to. Yep, because I wanted to put it on here. Because it's color, and it helps me sometimes with the details. I have a little black and white Kindle that I read off of, but for something like this, I just really wanted to put it on here. Well, I have the book up, but let me show you the cover. Sorry. They even had a thing, get a free paperback review copy of this book. But let me show you some of the stitches. She puts the stitches, come on, there we go, up front, so it's easy to know which one you want. Or, yeah, if you're looking to make something out of them. So there are so many, and they're knit and purl. So look at this. She worked hard on this. And then if you get the ebook, you can of course jump to the pattern of your choice. Otherwise, you can just go through and read them as you do them. I like the cover. I really wanted to show it to you, which is better. Okay, that's a better view. I love the cover too. So anyways, that is the only book I reviewed this week. Not that I've not been reading, but with my migraines, it's hard for me to sit still and write up a book review. Because if they're good books, I really want to share what they are, you know? If you're interested in that book, alongside of my blogger show notes is a link that will take you to Amazon where you can get it. I think it's a great book. And for knitters, it's a wonderful thing. So anyways, I will try to put a link to my blogger on book reviews. And then just look over to the side for the specific book. Anyways, I think that's about it for today. I will think of a million things I wanted to tell you after I get off. But for right now, I think that's it. I try to keep them around 20 minutes. I'm doing that again today. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for spending this little time listening to me talk and talk and talk and talk. I wish I could hear you talk to me too. I do in your comments, and I do appreciate them. That reminds me, on YouTube, they've changed their policy so that since mine is a family-friendly video, and kids could be watching, or you know, my grandkids are in the pictures that I usually post. They do not allow you to put comments there. So if you want to put a comment, either go to Ravelry, WordPress, or Blogger. Go to any of my links there and comment there. You can also comment on Ravelry if you want to. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. Like I said before, I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope all your craftiness is successful. I hope you don't make a mistake, but if you do, I hope they're little ones. Big hugs to all of you, and I love you, and I hopefully will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.